Hello and welcome to another episode of the world famous
Lume plotters.
Yeah.
The UAE famous.
Yep, we are on
maybe
number one
that's
spot again. In the
in
UAE.
UAE?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
excellent.
Yes.
It's still amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I have no idea who's listening to us. My brother, I was on the phone with him the other day and he said, oh, well, he bought a house. So he has a backyard now. He's like, I have like 4 hours of yard work every week.
Wow.
So that takes up an hour and a half of it. So it's kind of nice. Yeah, okay, people are listening, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So I am going on a trip to Germany. So we have tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So that means you have to tell me what's going on because I heard a lot has happened. Maybe we do that first. So what is on your wrist?
Yes, let's do that first. So what is on my wrist first? Yeah. I'm wearing, because I'm back to school, so I'm at my office and I'm sitting here for the first time since, May, I think it was.
Lucky you.
I put on my fanciest watch, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. This is the medium with the running seconds, the small seconds, monoface. And I have it now on a beautiful, brand new to me, $25. I paid for this at the Hodinky shop, plus the discount, 10%. They call it light gray suede.
Oh.
And I think it's perfect because I got the beige suede and the light gray suede. And this is not very light gray, but it's not brown. So it's in that middle camp where it's the other one, the beige one was too yellowish brownish, and it didn't go with the silver dial. But this one, it pairs very well. I'm very pleased with the setup.
Marton.
So that's what I'm wearing. Yeah.
Oh la la.
And you?
I'm boring. I'm wearing the Daytona.
Okay. Is it the Daytona or the Pagani?
No,
Daytona?
this is the.
Because they both look the same.
The real Daytona. Yeah, on a different distance, it does look so similar. But this is the real Daytona, and I'll take it with me on my trip. I decided it's all safe in Germany. Luck. Everybody told me
it is safe. I just personally don't know if I want to go and then get stopped on the way back. And they say, because they have big signs. So I just came back and they had the big sign saying 60,000 dirhams, anything over has to be declared. And that one retails already over 60K.
Yes, but the question is, I tried to use the app, right? And it wouldn't let me.
Wouldn't let you what? Declare it?
Yeah. The way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to do this before you go.
Yeah.
And then you have no problems by coming back. You don't need to declare because it's all in the system.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. And then for whatever reason, the app doesn't work because the UAE app that you can do, if you're saying you're flying by Dubai, it says, if you're in Dubai, then you need to use the different app. So, okay, I used the different app, and then this app said, no, can't. So I was like, okay.
That's right. I didn't fly Dubai, or I didn't fly through Dubai. I came through Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
and that's where the signs were posted. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never tried because I don't have any watches that are $60,000.
I haven't seen any signs in Dubai yet, but doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But the app with which I should be able to declare the stuff, I can't use. So I couldn't use. Maybe it's now working, but whenever I tried to do this, I said no, it doesn't work. So I don't know why.
Well, it's still, this is new, right? This is brand new, so it's going to take a little while. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So, but the thing is, I can see that this watch is already mine, so I'm not importing.
Are you staying in a hotel?
No, I'm staying with my sister.
So this is the one thing that I kind of realized if I was staying because I was staying in a hotel. Remember, I took my brother's Rolex to Hungary for him this summer. And before we arrived in Hungary, we were staying in a hotel twice. And one was an Airbnb and one was a hotel. And both times I was like, oof, because I'm not wearing it. It's not my watch. So I left it in the hotel room and in the Airbnb. And I was thinking to myself to leave a 40,000 dirham Rolex just sitting around where Airbnb owner has a key. The maids are coming and going.
Of course.
So what did I do? It was 38 degrees. So we were sweating like pigs in the summer heat when we were walking around. So all of my disgusting, dirty underwear. I apologize to my brother if he hears this. I shoved the Rolex inside all of my dirty underwear. And I thought to myself, there's no way a maid is going to go through that. That's a bit excessive.
Okay, we don't
so
want
I
to
just
go
basically
into
put it in
more
the laundry
details
bag.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Lots of, so when the he gets the watch and you just buff the brown stains out.
Oh, no, I don't want to hear this. No,
No, I'm kidding. It was in the Rivoli green zipper pouch thing that they give, the service pouch.
Yeah.
So so it was fine. But anyway, I put it in with the dirty shirts and everything, and I thought to myself, is anyone going to dig through dirty laundry thinking there's going to be something of value in there?
What a lot of people are saying. Just put it in your socks, right? Like in these crumpled socks, and then put it in the sock drawer, and so nobody will figure it out. So unless
I saw a great one, by the way. Somebody took these, the binder clips, the big binder clips.
Yep.
And they binder clipped it. They used a chair or something, a table to stand on, and they binder clipped it to the very top of the curtains.
Okay.
On the backside, because no one's going to look up. And you can still pull the curtains open and close.
Unless your Airbnb has a
camera,
secret hidden camera, and somebody is actually looking at you.
This was a hotel specifically that I saw this, but I still thought, okay, it's clever. It's clever.
But you know what recently happened is that actually in a flight, somebody said that in a flight, they got something stolen from his overhead.
Yeah, this is Waco. Waco said this.
Yeah.
And he was saying that the guy had put his watch in the overhead bin. He was in business class. So then he went to sleep. And then when he woke up, the watch wasn't there. So during the flight, cash. Somebody had, and some cash. Once again, why? I carry cash with me as well. I put the cash generally either in my pocket. I travel with these, I love my shackets, my shirt jackets, and they have button pockets. So generally I'm wearing them, and then the pocket's also button, and I put my cash or whatever I have in there. I'll put my wallet in there. That's why I love jackets, because they have so many pockets and you can always seal them up. And then I, of course, keep my watch on my wrist.
Yeah, so I was, of course, freaking out about this and thinking, wow, this is ridiculous. But I mean, okay, sometimes I need to go onto my overhead compartment thing and just take, let's say, a pen, right? When you're flying to some African countries, for example, which we do a lot, so you need to fill out some forms and stuff. So you need a pen. You don't have it in your pocket. So you go open the overhead compartment. And then sometimes people look at you very suspiciously. And I thought, oh, yeah, right. Okay, I'm rummaging around in my own bag, but I could be rummaging around in somebody else's bag, right? Nobody would know.
You could. Nobody's going to ask.
And it's So of course I was freaking out, thinking, nah, that's really bad, because I don't want stuff stolen. I mean, I have 2 day flights, so I'm not flying by night, so that means I'm not going to sleep. But I thought, so I bought a steel theft safe backpack.
So they can't open the thing?
You can lock it. It has these locking things where you can just lock them. It has actually even the thing that you can take one of the shoulder straps and attach it around a chair or anything else. Like in your flight, you can basically put this on the chair, on the loop there, and then just keep it there, and you can lock that so that nobody can just take it away. Then I put an AirTag in it, and it has a mesh, a steel mesh woven in, so that it's slash proof, so you cannot just cut it open with a knife. And it's not even heavy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called PackSafe. So they're around for like 10 years or so, but I've never really known them. And I thought, okay, let me do this, 400 dirhams, and I have my little carry-on backpack is now theft safe. I mean, not theft safe. It's just, you still have to, if somebody takes your backpack, then, well, it's still gone. but at least I have an AirTag in it, and I can just track it then, at least to a certain extent.
Yeah. That I keep AirTags in all of the bags. So we had an AirTag in every bag that we took with us. So I think that could solve this issue. Otherwise, once again, don't fall asleep or keep your watch on your wrist. That could also solve your issue.
Totally, yes. And it's or just have your bag under the seat in front of you if that is allowed.
Just don't be stupid.
Just don't be stupid.
But this, to me, when he's told this story, I was like, yeah, because it wasn't him, it was a friend of his or something.
Yeah, and
I was thinking to myself,
was that in business?
Kind of a stupid situation to put yourself in.
Yeah, was it in business class?
Yeah, they said it was business class.
See, even then, I really think it's terrible. On the other hand, I heard this happened to somebody on this flight to Istanbul with Emirates, and they actually said, was it Istanbul? Yeah, I think it was. So they basically, he spoke to the cabin crew and said, look, something is stolen, and this is what happened. And then they said, okay, fine, and they landed. Nobody disembarked. Police entered the plane. They found the location, because I think this person also had an AirTag in it, so he could locate it.
Mm-hmm.
Police went, gave it back to him, arrested the person who had it, and then everybody disembarked. So like, easy peasy.
Yeah,
and you think,
interesting.
wow, that's cool if that works like this, because the crew as well.
That's the thing, is no one's leaving the plane. The thing is on the plane, right? So you could theoretically find it, but you can't search people. That's the downside, right?
Yeah.
So unless you have an AirTag, unless you have something showing, you can't just simply say, okay, I'm going to search everyone on the plane.
No, of course, it's too much. And also people had...
What you could try to do is tell them, okay, well, everyone's going to come through a security checkpoint. You could do that. But once again, does the airline really care?
Yeah, because you get a reputation, right? And if in your flights... people are getting robbed, and that's not good.
Okay, right? But if one person gets robbed, you're going to say it's an isolated incident.
Sure, but if
also,
it's multiple,
have your stuff insured, and then your problem is solved.
Yeah, but you still have the hassle of doing this, right? So
you have to get a police report, but then that's it.
Yeah, so you still have to complain to everybody and to do all of this stuff. I mean, it's better to get it back. Not
but
have
in
it
this
stolen.
Case, the guy complained to everyone, got the police report, and still nothing happened. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just don't get it stolen in the first place is the best thing. And definitely being insured is very good.
Yeah,
100%.
So
what else happened? I mean, you have not stolen something. You have sold something.
So out of and this is so funny because, you had this last time as well. You said, I'm so satisfied. And I said the same thing.
Happy
and I had 9 watches and I had just last week sold 3 of them.
Yeah. So
which,
wait a second.
For the one commenter who said that my collection was the best,
exactly.
It's not anymore.
Oh no! And we had this one comment who said, like, Marton's collection is the best, and now you have sold 33% of your collection.
Yeah. 1/3 of the watch collection is gone, and essentially 3 watches out. 2 are coming in right now. I had ordered 2 before I sold 3. Going back again, as I am such a Hodinkee fanboy, Hodinkee had this ridiculous sale. And I was just looking at the 2 specific watches I was looking at. So for those of you that recall, I had the Hodinkee Oris, the gray one, the Ghost, way back when. And I felt it was too big for me because it was a 40 mm, but it was a big 40 mm. So I thought, and it was the self-winding, which I always felt self-winding movements on a screw-down crown is stupid. Because you have to unscrew it and then you wind it and you screw it again. And it's, this is why Rolex went away from
Wait a second.
screw down.
Manual wound. You mean not self-winding would be automatic.
Oh.
Self-winding.
Opposite. Manual wind.
Manual wind. Yeah.
No, I don't know what I said. But anyway, it was a manual wind, screw down crown, right? So you had to unscrew the crown, wind it, and then screw it back up. And this is why Rolex went away from this to self-winding. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Because they found out that the gaskets were wearing out abnormally quickly for those, every time you have to unwind, screw, so forth. So now, I didn't like it as much. So then I got the second. I ordered it off of Reddit. That was a very sketchy transaction.
Wow.
But I ordered a watch from Reddit. And apparently they have watch transactions and bots that monitor everything, and it's pretty legit. Really? But I ordered the new Hodinkee Caliber 400. But then when I got it, it had a crystal that had been either removed and replaced poorly, or it was defective from the factory. Of course, it's still out of warranty, but I also wasn't really a fan of taking it to dropping it off, and then they send it to God knows where, and it's gone for 6 months for them to reinstall a crystal, because the crystal was lopsided. And of course, this also meant I had a dive watch with questionable water resistance, and I was afraid to take it in the pool.
Sure.
Which was the whole point of the watch. So I sold it on to a friend. I fully disclosed that this was going on. I sold it for a very good price. And he said, you know what? I'm just never going to get it wet, and I don't care. And I said,
okay,
all right, cool.
Yep.
Then I bought mine for about 8,000 dirhams. And I was like, okay, that's a good. I sold it on for 6K, 5K of money and 1K of miscellaneous alcoholic beverages that he will buy me over time, he said. So he's an Irish guy, and he brings me a bottle of gin every time he goes to Ireland. So this is a long-standing, he's my next door neighbor. I should say that as well.
Okay, yeah.
So
Trusted
I know where
person.
he lives.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, so I was on, what's it called? I was on Hodinkee, and I noticed, hey, guess what? They had, from the original price of the watch was $3,800, marked it down to $2,200, which is, guess what? 8,000 dirhams. This is brand new, in-box sealed. So I said, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
I'll take it back.
For that
because
price is really nice.
For that price, I'm just going to go
Brand
for it.
new.
And chances of it being messed up twice is going to be unlikely. And the other one was pretty worn. The other one had a really worn bracelet, scratched up. So it was worn a little bit more than I would have liked. And then in addition, I had been eyeing for the longest time the Grand Seiko SBG M239, which is the same Grand Seiko GMT that I had, but with the Hodinkee limited edition twist. It had a blue dial instead of the beige dial that I had. Instead of black hour markers or black GMT hour markers, it had gray. So it was like navy blue with slate gray, which is a fantastic color combination. And I've been looking at this for a while, and it was one of the few Hodinkee limited editions that never sold out. This one was 500 pieces, and it came out in 2021, and it was still available. And there was multiple pieces available, which meant nobody really bought it, but the price was very high.
Yeah.
It was $5,400, which was $1,000 more than the version I had. And that's just not justifiable for a dial change. So they marked it down to 3,200. And at that price point, that's 11,000 dirhams. I said to myself, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to get both of these. I'll get the Oris and the Grand Seiko. And then I have one super cool Oris. I got one super cool Grand Seiko, and I'm pleased with my Grand Seiko and Oris kind of in the collection. And then at the same time, I kind of realized what you said. Do I really need 2 Grand Seikos? And I thought to myself, nah, I don't. I won this one Hodinkee one is going to be perfect. It's kind of like the quintessential model, plus with this added cool dial color. So it'll be nice.
So
then
you have,
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay.
More went. So that's 2 watches. I sold both Grand Seikos. But that's not what paid for this. Those were both pure profit, essentially, that will then go to something else later down the line. Hopefully, maybe we'll see about the Omega Seamaster 300 that we talked about before. The one, what's his face was wearing on the wrist, Daniel Craig.
Previous
maybe
James
smaller.
Bond.
Yeah, all we know is it's no date, and that is enough. And pissed me off is that I had been offered just recently a 2023 Seamaster 300 black dial with the black rubber strap.
Yeah.
And the guy offered it to me for 13,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not even a year old, and it's depreciated half.
It's crazy.
Of what it was. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, do I really care about the date window that much? I should just buy this. But then I did.
Just for reference, I had, my blue one with the 2-tone.
Yeah, you had the same one.
The Setna Gold.
Yeah.
I had a two-tone version with the blue dial, and I bought this on the super duper deal, Rivoli 35% discount, whatever it was, Eat deal or so, for about 17, slightly below 17.
Yeah.
And that was a two-tone variant, brand new at the time.
Hoping
all
that
this
they're
was-
going to have some discounts when the new one comes out. We will see.
Probably not in the first half year for a new watch, I guess.
Yeah, I think I might have to wait.
But then, yes.
I might have to wait a little bit. So now the question was, here's the issue. So my first thought was...
No, wait. Which one did you
I
sell?
know. Yeah, I'm getting to
okay.
it. Because the logic. So the first thing I did was I ordered the two Hodinkee watches. In addition, I ordered their wool gray shacket as well, just so I have another shacket in the lineup.
Oh no!
Because all my shackets are denim. So I always wear, every day I wear a shacket to teach, to wherever I'm going. So I bought the wool one from Drake's. So it's not some random company, it's Drake's. So it's going to be nice. But anyway, ignoring that was, I think, $300, and I bought it for $170, which I still think is too much, but it was the last piece, so I bought it. And so the Oris did sell out. So that means I did get the last one of the Orises. There was only one. And we did this, I don't know, many years ago, many episodes ago, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
I went in to Hodinkee and I tried to check out with two Orises.
Yeah.
And it said no, right? So we knew there was only one left, and this verified it. I bought it, that one that became available randomly. We don't know where it came from. Remember, it's a 2020 model. So for it to pop up in 2024 on the Hodinkee website means somebody lost it.
Maybe
in the warehouse, and they found it.
The last day sale. It was a limited or Hodinkee edition.
It was
right?
limited to 400 pieces because it was the caliber 400.
Maybe they decided to keep it for reference or something, or for something.
Exactly what I was thinking. Or it could be the photo one. And I got my fingers crossed because the photo one was number 1 out of 400.
Oh, okay.
So
that would be nice.
I don't know what number it is. I have no idea, but it could be really cool or it could be really bland. I don't care about numbers, so it doesn't matter to me. But if it was the one they took the photos of, that would be pretty cool.
That would be nice.
It was number 1.
That's something special.
For the Grand Seiko, we have no idea which number it's going to be. But so I bought these two, and it was 21,500 dirhams with the shacket. And then I said, shit, I got to sell something. That is 21,500. Plus, remember, we got import duties coming my way. And I guessed, let's say 12%. I'm always guessing 12%.
Yeah, that's safe.
Because it's overestimating the 10 that they say it is. There's always FedEx fees.
Yeah.
So I said 12%. That puts me at 2,500 dirhams. So all in, I'm at 23,500. So I said, I need 23,500. And the reason I chose what I chose to sell was because of you guys and that stupid roasting episode. The exact quote was, for a collection or for someone who hates no dates, why do you have 2 date watches in your collection? And I said, well, I can justify the GMT because the GMT function pairs with the date, and that's a complication. It's like, why does my chrono have 3 subdials? Because it's a chrono. That's what it does. And I think a GMT and a dual time should have a date because that's the purpose. You're traveling, you need the date. But the one I could never justify was the date just. My Super Jubilee date just. So I said, you know what? And that had bugged me for a while. And I told you before that I was going to sell this to buy the new Daniel Craig Omega. Well, in this case, I ended up selling it. I got a fairly good deal for it. I think I could have sold it for more. But, we're talking a couple thousand more and I would have had a lot of more work to do. In this case, I sold it within 24 hours. I got 26K, which I could have probably pushed for 28, but the buyer was real. The buyer was there. He was willing to come pick it up. And it was a mutual friend of me and my friend George. So we kind of all knew each other. So I knew it was a valid person. And so we closed the deal. He gave me 26K. So that means I am now 2,500 dirhams in the black, right? So that's already good. But then I said, I'm not having 3 Grand Seikos. In my collection right now, the only brand I have 2 of is Rolex. And I think it should stay that way.
So what do you have?
So now I sold 2 Grand Seikos,
Yeah.
so I only have 1 Grand Seiko. So now I'm down to, once again, the Hodinkee Oris. If they would freaking ship it, like, I don't know what's going on. It's been a week now and they still haven't shipped it. But the Hodinkee Oris, tentatively. The Hodinkee Grand Seiko, tentatively. It does say for US market only, and I ordered it to UAE, so we'll see. Then I have, of course, the Speedy, the 2 Rolexes, the Sub and the Explorer,
right?
The Grand Seiko and the Cartier. So I have exactly, if that adds up, it's 7, 8. I have 1 other watch. The Tudor Black Bay 54. 8 watches. So the box is full. So I'm kind of okay with that. And then we'll see if I want a 9th watch to come.
Yeah.
But all in all, I've kind of, and the Grand Seikos, the 2 Grand Seikos I sold were pure profit. So as in pure profit, as in over what I had purchased. So I have that money that's sitting there and I can buy something if something presents itself.
That's very nice.
Yeah, reshuffle of the collection. Yep. Once again, a third of the collection reshuffled.
And you have brought some color into the collection now.
And that was the big thing, is you guys told me it was such a plain colored collection, and I agreed. So I kept my black dials and my silver dials because I want the monochromatic. The beige ones were a little bit too beige for me. I think it didn't match with everything. It wasn't that great. It wasn't white. Yeah. It wasn't silver. It was kind of weird. So a blue and a green, I think those are the first 2 colors that I would have chosen to go with. And it happened to be that way. So it will add some nice color.
I think sometimes these beige or these champagne colored dials look okay on maybe some gold versions. But on silver or steel watches, I always feel like, I'm not so sure. Yeah, that's why I always sold my champagne dialed watches, or the ones I had.
In this case, one was champagne, one was beige, right?
So
but it was very beige, and I preferred the beige over the champagne because the champagne, it's trying a little too hard. The beige one, on the other hand, was this gloss beige, and it just looked nice. It did look really nice, but I still prefer the blue. And it's the same exact watch. It's just the dial change. Yeah. So there we go. That's what's coming.
Wow.
If they ship it.
Otherwise.
I mean, I emailed them yesterday and I said, what the hell's going on, guys? Like, you shipped my jacket. My jacket's arriving tomorrow.
Nice.
But the watches, like MIA, and I gave you guys $6,000. Like,
it would be nice to at least say it or have some estimation or something like that.
It's what I said. And then, of course, they didn't respond to that either. Hodinkee, number one.
I think
greatest.
You should call. I know it's probably the only one.
No, because every time I've called them, they're like, oh, well, I'm in this department and that person's in that department and I cannot get you over to that department. And it's always some stupid excuse. Like, I called them once before about I received a defective watch, a flick flack for my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. The battery wasn't dead. I replaced the battery. Nonetheless, it was totally dead. And I told them, listen, you guys sent me a dead on arrival watch. And they go, oh, sorry, this is not the right department. So we'll have them email you. And I'm like, listen, I've already sent 13 emails. No one's responding. What is going to be different now? And that's kind of my issue, is they don't respond to emails very well.
Yeah, I think that's, maybe one of the reasons they don't get into, they get out of retailing to that extent is...
I think they have to get out of retailing. I think they do.
I thought they have actually outsourced the whole logistics and fulfillment.
So I think they have, but I think only for non-watch things.
Okay.
Because my jacket, our straps, all this stuff shipped from Georgia.
Okay.
And then the watches, I don't know. So I'm curious to see where the watch is coming from. But the last couple watches I ordered from them, like the Hamilton limited edition, came from New York.
All right, yeah.
So I think those are coming from headquarters, and because they doing the watch stuff themselves, they don't want to outsource that. And then the cheap stuff like the G-Shocks and all the other crap is going from Georgia.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's my theory.
Let's see what happens and where they're coming from then. I would be curious about that as well.
I'm also curious what the invoice, the VAT is going to be on this.
For sure.
Because, FedEx can really screw you.
I know I had this once with my Vacheron Constantin that came from Singapore. And the shipper has marked on his shipping label that he will pay for the duties. And I thought, well, that's nice. We didn't agree on that, but wow, I'm lucky, right? So I thought, okay, fine. So then eventually the FedEx went to him and said, well, please tell us, give us the money. Because I was ready to pay, right, for the FedEx person. I said, so how much do I owe you for the import duties? And they said, nothing. The shipper pays. Okay, that wasn't the plan, but yeah. Anyhow, so then he basically came back and said, oh, I have to pay this. This is not right. Why didn't you pay that? I said, well, I tried. They wouldn't let me because it says here, you tick the box. And I showed them the picture of the slip, right, that I still have. And he says, like, well, it was legitimately ticked by you. And he said, yeah, that was a mistake then, I guess. And I said, that's totally fine. I'm happy. Send them my way. And I pay. Anyhow, so long story short, there was a long discussion with them, copied in and FedEx and all of his stuff, and sent me the invoice and do it. And in the end, it didn't work at all. This whole who
Why
pays
did you
for
just
it.
wire the guy the money?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we did then. Like, he paid it, and
that's what the first thing I would have said is, I'll wire you the money.
Exactly.
But I can get the fact
that
he wouldn't trust you.
But he didn't want to.
I could see that.
He didn't want to. I think he didn't want to pay FedEx because he was angry with them for whatever reason. And I thought, like, whatever, Yeah, in the end, but we did exactly that. Because
but you had the watch meanwhile.
Yeah, of course.
So who cares?
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if no one pays.
Well, FedEx.
They're not going to come and pick up the watch.
No. But it was, it's just an honest mistake, obviously. I mean, I was ready to pay that. It was just,
Yeah, but my thinking is, listen, if they come to my door tomorrow and say you owe us 10,000 dirhams for import duties, like, what do I say? What do I do?
No,
I say, send it back.
You always could do that. The next thing is you usually get, I mean, depending who they use, the UPS or FedEx, they send you that in advance, saying, okay, this is your customs clearance. This is the money that you need to pay.
They don't send the documents. They just send the amount.
Yeah.
So the reason I know this is because they sent me for the shacket and they said, you owe us 50 dirhams. And I'm like, okay, sure. So the question is, I've had this before where the VAT amount was incorrect, and it was a cheap item, but the shipping price was super expensive. It was like $200 in shipping. But the item itself was, let's say, $50. But because whoever did it together, it ended up
being above the threshold and all of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Be above the 1,000 dirhams. So then I had to pay, I'm like, it's a $50 item. And then they wanted me to pay roughly the same amount in import duties.
You don't want to pay for the shipping taxes on the shipping. Right, because you're not importing a shipping.
Why am I
costs.
Exactly? And this is the issue.
That's sometimes
I showed them and I said, "Look, here's the itemized value. You're taxing me for the whole with the shipping, and you should be taxing me for this." And we tried this, and we ran around, and it took weeks and weeks, and nothing happened. So I don't trust that anything is going to happen.
I think customs authorities in the whole world are like this. Once they have some money.
Yeah, but FedEx told me, oh, sorry, this doesn't come from us. FedEx says this comes from the, what's it called, people? The import. And this is, once again, why I use shop and ship all the time.
But this is the other thing is why FedEx when they declare the value of the shipment, they should declare the value of the shipment. And not the value,
which you don't know if
shipping.
They will.
Yeah, but usually I think if the shipper fills out the forms correctly, then FedEx will also relay that to the hopefully to the customer.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. I mean, once again, 50 dirhams for the shacket, which was $200 roughly, $177, which is in dirhams 800. 50 dirhams on 800.
Yeah.
It's more, it should be 5%. It's more than 5% because they have some fee in there, right? But it's reasonable.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, who knows? I'm still sweating a little.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So now that we have filled
35 minutes.
half of our time with chit chat,
Yeah. Okay.
let's get on to what we're talking about today.
Yeah, I have a very specific question. I recently listened to a podcast, and there was a side comment from somebody. He said, like, okay, which watches do you like from this brand, and blah, blah, blah. And then one of the guys, I think it was a Fratello podcast, said, hey, that could be a great topic for a podcast. Do you think there is or do you have any watch brand where you like their entire catalog, right? Every watch they make? Is there actually a brand where you say, you know what, I like all their watches?
So I'm going to guess that it's a no.
Experiment.
It is. I'm going to guess it's a no, but if it is a no, we need to see how close we can get.
Okay.
That's the goal. Okay.
So I already have the benefit.
You go first.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I have the benefit of having actually listened to this while walking the dog, and then I could actually think about it, right? You know, you have lots of things to do. I mean, not too many things to do when you walk the dog. So I had a couple of minutes to myself, and I thought, okay, let me think about this. Which brand I would actually think I pretty much like every watch. Not that I love them, but I like them. There's none of them where I say, okay, I wouldn't wear this dead. Right? So,
are we talking specifically every watch, or are we going to say every watch line?
No, basically, yeah, every. I would say probably every line.
Because I like Oyster Perpetuals, but I'm not going to get the freaking
no.
red
I think
one,
it's no. I think let's do it for the sake of this. The entire catalog, like every watch they make.
All right, let's see. So we'll start with this, and then we can compare it back later.
For example, Omega is out because they just have too many. Right?
They have so much hideous crap; it's ridiculous.
Even Rolex has some watches where
Rolex is out. Rolex is 100% out.
One and stuff. Oh no. So
Yachtmaster 2 is the ugly one.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, exactly.
Sea Dweller in gold. Are you kidding me? Like, no.
And some of the ladies' models, no. But I mean, let's say only the men
So
watches,
those are the two big ones. They're out.
So they're definitely out. Then even Patek Philippe I would say is out, because some I wouldn't necessarily.
The Grand Complication.
Yeah,
it's like 70 millimeters thick, and
so I came to the conclusion. Even Casio, Seiko, they have too much stuff going on, which I don't like. Too much stuff. So I thought there's one company, and it struck me like a lightning bolt, and it's very off the beaten path. It's Doxa. I think they have 3 or 4 different lines, sub 200, sub 300, sub 500, and then the T versions of it. And I think they're all pretty decent diver watches where I wouldn't mind any of them.
Doxa has ladies' watches that are ugly.
Yeah, okay, let's remove the ladies' watches from the equation, because
we're removing the ladies' watches.
Because we can't really wear ladies' watches. I mean, some of them we can't.
Let me see. Okay. I want to see what their lines are. If they truly just have the 200, 300,
I think that's
600,
it. Yeah, they just have dive watches.
That would be quite nice.
Bingo.
I like all 3 of those.
Bingo. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, wow, actually there exists something. Because I thought, yeah, that can't exist, because there's always one watch where I think, nah, not going to wear that.
Unfortunately, they have one ugly one right off the bat.
Which one is that? The Clive Cussler?
The 200 Seagraph, the 200 Seagraph 2 is hideous.
The 200 Seagraph 2.
Seagraph 2.
Oh, okay. Let me just.
It doesn't. It's more. They're trying to make a modern dive watch, and it's not great.
Oh yeah.
It's not hideous.
That's what I'm saying. It's okay. It's not. Wouldn't be my first choice, but the beat of rice sting. But yeah, it's not too bad.
Great.
It's not great.
But the rest I say is all
as
fine.
a dive watch, it's okay. It's probably on the wrist. It doesn't look so bad. Yeah. So I thought this is actually quite interesting, which is one of the things that we always say sometimes. If you don't change too much and you have an identity, and you have a strong identity, what the brand stands for, it could work. It could work.
So who else has this? So once again, Grand Seiko has so much ugly crap, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought of Grand Seiko as well. No.
No, that was one of the first ones that I was like, it's so ugly. They have so much stuff. Regular Seiko as well. I'm trying to think of the watches I had. Tudor, they have all that stupid 1928 and whatever it is.
Yeah, they
hideous.
have some.
I hate the smooth bezel black bays. I don't like them. I like the Pelagos. I like the black bay, but that's kind of it. So I'm going to say no for Tudor. Oris has some really cool stuff. And they have a lot of lines that we like.
Yeah.
But then they also have some ridiculously ugly stuff as well, where they try to be dressy.
I thought about one other brand, Nomos. But then also there's some that are, some of these.
I really don't like the square one. The square one.
Exactly. Yeah, that's.
So we could get close with Cartier, I think.
Gégère Le Coultre.
Gégère Le Coultre.
There is some of these.
Can I think of anything that I don't like?
The Master, the Ultra Slim.
I mean, I would take all of them. Like, if I gave you a watch from JLC, would you say no?
Probably not. There's another one. My favorite brand, Vacheron Constantin. There's also, I mean, there's not many that I really don't like.
Not many.
Is there?
I was going to say.
Well, okay. I think the American, right? Our friend Mahmoud.
I love the American.
I know a lot of people do. I don't. That would be the one watch where I thought, no, I don't want it.
So Doxa, I'm behind you on Doxa. Vacheron, I need to see what watches they have.
Yeah.
If I'm not thinking of something, but I'm sure they have ugly stuff as well.
Yeah. Well, I think the métier des arts are these painted dials and stuff. There could be, there's certain ones that you probably, if you don't like the motif, then.
No, ignoring that. We're looking at men's watches. The patrimonies I like. The traditionals I like.
But the métier des arts
the other one,
are also men's watches. It's like, if you look at them with a big ship on them and a jungle and lions and waves and birds. And
yes, the métier d'art.
That could be, I mean, it is probably absolutely amazing craftsmanship and artisanship, but I think it's just like, you have to like the so that's, okay, Vacheron is out because they have some I really wouldn't want to wear.
The traditional tourbillon with the dragons on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one that I honestly think I like everything from.
Okay.
Baltic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They don't make too many things.
Yeah.
Everything is, the whole point of the brand is just to make cool stuff. And there's really nothing that's...
Nice, good idea, Baltic, yeah. Because I think also they make very, very good watches. I just see this new Mr. Roulette on their website.
The what? Oh, the roulette wheel, yes, yeah.
Wow, it's cool. I like it.
It is. Yeah. That was the most recent one. I think...
nice. Yeah, I just scroll through the line. Aquascarf, Fly Compacts,
they changed the MR.
Very nice.
It's not Mr. Roulette, it's MR Roulette, by the way.
MR.
Because it's micro rotor.
Oh, it's also not a Mr. G.
I keep thinking it's a Mr. G.
I also
think it's a Mr. G.
Mr. G.
But anyway, yeah. So I like the.
You're right. Yeah, they're all decent. All good watches.
I think there's nothing. I mean, I've wanted a Baltic for a very long time. I never actually pulled the trigger for some reason.
Yeah, the prices are very, very affordable. I mean, the Tri-Compact is the more expensive one, right?
Yeah, it is. But because once again, it's got a, what's it called, movement on it. So,
or what
can you do?
Oh, what is it?
Chronograph is the word I'm looking for. Chronograph.
Yeah, but it was actually, it is a chronograph. It says Celita SW510, a manual wind, I think. Interesting, but yeah.
So I've been doing some searches on Hodinkee right now. I went and I searched for Baltic. They used to have Baltics.
Okay, so you wouldn't buy one directly.
Things are no. I thought, what if it's? I would have bought one right now if it was marked down.
Yeah,
but they don't exist
then
anymore.
I thought about also some of these German manufacturers, these smaller ones, like similar to Baltic, maybe even smaller, like Laco and Stover and Hanhart, and they have actually also quite very, very nice watches, but some of them are just like, oh, no. There's always one or two where I think, you know.
Yeah, I know. And this is kind of the problem with those.
Even IWC, there's
what about AP? You love all the APs, right?
No.
Oh, wait, that's Mahmoud.
No, Mahmoud likes all the APs. And he has all the APs.
God. Yes. Actually, one that I liked that everyone hated on was that weird rectangular thing they just made.
Yeah. That's
I thought it looked cool.
What is it? The 02, what is it called? It's the second version.
Reissue or something. Yeah.
Re-edition, whatever it's called. The previous one was very nice, the golden chronograph version. And this one, well, I don't personally like it because I find it weird, but I can understand
I looked
that
at the
some
old
people
one.
Like it. Yeah.
Have you seen the old one?
Yes, it's the same.
The old one was 25 millimeters.
Correct. And
the new one's 42. And the problem is the new one is like almost double the size of the old one. And the old one was extremely thin and narrow. It would be like wearing my JLC turned sideways, or the new one's me turning my JLC sideways. But the old one just wore side to side like a normal watch. And that was cool.
Oh man, I was thinking about, is there any, in these brands that we always forget, Breguet, Blancpain, right? So these
there's a reason we forget them. There's nothing there.
Is there anything that is there anything that really we don't like? That's the one thing that in this
from what
from a catalog perspective, where you're saying like, okay,
as in where is
so
something
terrible,
that we don't like any of?
Yeah.
There's tons. I despise Ulysse Nardin pretty much thoroughly, everything.
Yeah. Ulysse Nardin has very acquired taste.
I have a huge hatred in my heart for who else? I want to say there's one watch that I like from Breguet only. There's one watch that I like from I hate Bremont through and through. I wouldn't, that every single model can literally be thrown in the garbage and I would be okay with that.
Okay.
I'd have no issues with that.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I mean, Bremont, there's lots I don't like. So yeah, definitely.
I'm pretty sure we hate most of Girard Perregaux except for the Laureato.
No, actually, that's a good one. Girard Perregaux. Let me check because I mean, the Laureato is great. I love it. The casquette, I don't mind it. I wouldn't buy it, but it's okay. What else do they have? They have done only 2.
Oh yes, the casquette I like. You're right. I do like that one.
The bridges. Then they have the 1966. No, they're actually okay. They're good watches. They're nice dress watches. It's non-offensive, right? So it's nothing that you can hate.
I have 2 brands that I don't like.
So actually, Girard Perregaux is good.
I don't like Mido, and I don't like what's the other one? Rado.
Oh no, I just saw it. Girard Perregaux I don't like. Sorry, the 1945, the square one. No, that's not good.
No,
that's not good. Sorry, Girard Perregaux. It was very close, but I found one that I don't like. Sorry, what did you just say? The one?
Mido. I don't like any Midos, and I don't like any Rados. The Captain Cook, maybe.
Did you see the new releases of Rado and Mido? I think they are very, very good. I think I don't understand why you don't.
Rado has such ugly stuff. I don't think I could be,
No, I mean the newer ones. I mean they have these new ceramic versions. These slightly rectangular but not really ceramic watches. They are actually very cool. I find them quite nice. They do have very. I mean, the traditional Rado, what was it called? That was these, what was the name that?
The Captain Cook?
No,
the traditional one, the triangular one. I have no idea.
Diastar, what were they called? They had a very weird...
Diastar, I think.
Something, yeah.
Diastar, Diastar.
Yeah, so that was something that I really didn't like. But the Captain
that was, but at least it did something cool, right? It was a interesting looking watch. For sure.
I think, Diastar. That was the original with the one with a oval kind of shape and then the smaller dial on it. And it was, But then they have these new Centrix, true square and a true round. I think it's good stuff, and they really have.
You think it's good stuff? I thought you were going to say it's crap.
No, I mean, is it
like
my
it.
style? Not really, but it's not really ugly. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's really ugly. I'm gonna go against you on that one. I would say, look at the true square automatic skeleton.
Well, yeah,
it's
okay.
hideous.
The skeleton doesn't have to be skeletonized, right? Especially not to see a skeletonized round movement.
Okay. I'll tell you one of your favorite brands. What about Moser?
I thought about that as well. Moser would be my second choice, I guess.
But they do have some ugly stuff still.
Yeah. Did you know that they actually have now discontinued my Heritage?
Yeah, I was going to say, I never liked that one.
And now it's gone. My dual time Heritage.
Good thing you sold it. Yeah. No, I was never a fan of that
one. It's not that it goes up in price, so I'm not sad about it.
No, I like the Streamliner. There's a few things I like, but that was never one of them.
Yeah. Well, I liked it, but now it's gone. And it's okay. I mean, I'm not shedding tears. It's I think I see a Moser in the future for me, but not in the next 2 or 3 watches. I think a Streamliner one day, maybe, because that is really fantastic.
I agree. I'm a huge fan of that one.
Yeah.
That one's a really cool
really
one,
nice.
Especially the small size.
But I also have
okay.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Well, I had one, but it's a very, very small watch manufacturer, which is very tiny, and that is Leica, because they only have 5 different models.
I don't like their watches.
I recently put the new ones on, right? You know, the new ones that actually don't have their own movement. They now have I don't know, Agenor or something.
I don't follow. Like, I was in the
store, and I really liked it.
Leave the bread for the baker.
Yeah, but as I said, they have actually, the founder of Leica was a watchmaker, right? So there is a.
Was he?
Well, he studied watchmaking in Switzerland before he came back to Germany and
really? I didn't know
started
that.
Leica. Maybe. There is some kind of relationship that you can say it's not completely pulled out of somewhere else. But yeah, that is because they have only 5 different models, and so they're quite good. I wouldn't mind them. I think they're maybe a bit too overpriced, but
they are. I think they are. But the same thing goes for Porsche design, right?
Yeah.
I have this same feeling towards Porsche design, but even though it's the guy that designed the Carrera left Porsche and then went to Porsche design, I just like,
it was
why?
A separate.
You make sunglasses, you make this, you make that.
It was a separate company, and now for a couple of years they are now the same company again. Right?
Yeah, it's super weird. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do at the end of the day.
And you know what I don't understand is again, there's Porsche design, part of Porsche, of Porsche, not before like Porsche Holding, but really Porsche, the car manufacturer, is now owning Porsche design again, and then they make this big new corporation with Tag Heuer and release Tag Heuer special editions, and you think, what happened? That is a bit weird.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's just like you have your own watch brand, and then you decide to do a collaboration with Tag Heuer and release the Porsche watches there. I don't know. It's cool on one hand, but on the other hand, it's just like, I don't understand. Anyhow. Yeah, so I think that's good. We have found actually a couple of watch brands which we could actually think about, right? That actually we like completely. Not bad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There is one last thing I want to talk about, and then we can call it a day because we're already 53 minutes. What about the new Ming? There's
I saw the picture and that was it, and I was not overwhelmed with
love it.
Joy.
I think I like it because I like the Streamliner so much, and the case is similar-ish because it's the same movement inside than the Streamliner. Not exactly the same. It's a rose gold watch for the listeners who don't have it in front of them. It's a rose gold watch that has a transparent case back. It's 41.5 millimeters big, so it's new for Ming, I think, the size. It has a clear dial that has laser engraved little holes that are then hand filled with superluminova. So it looks like the superluminova or the pattern of a vortex is floating on the dial. It's just a bit insane of what they did. Typical Ming style. They have really created something absolutely cool, new, I feel. And it's a Agenois movement inside, the Agengrave, I think it's called. And this one is manual wind, not like the one from the Streamliner. It doesn't have the rotor underneath the dial, so it is a manual wind watch. So it's pretty cool. What I don't understand is why you have a 14.5 millimeter height for a watch that is manual wound. If you basically don't have the rotor inside, maybe they couldn't completely redesign the entire movement. Anyhow, it's a very cool looking watch, I think. But it's only 20 being made, so the chances of us seeing this one in the wild is 0.
It's not made for us, yeah.
And it's 43,000 Swiss francs, so that is not so cheap.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting. So in this love for. So Ming is not a watch so not a brand that you can say I like every watch from there. Okay, good. I thought that might.
In the meantime, I'm here scrolling through Hodinkee,
okay,
as I tend to do, and yesterday, the Oris was sold out, and today, it's not sold out, and
they found another
it's not
one
on discount anymore, and it's not on discount.
Okay, that is interesting.
Did they cancel my order and put it back on full price?
Well, if they cancel your order, they should tell you, no?
I don't. But this is the thing: is I wouldn't put it past them.
Did you see the new?
And the thing is, you have no one to contact. They have no The Grand Seiko is now sold out. By the way, oh my God, God bless.
What?
It went down to $2,700, and now it's sold out.
Okay. But,
so I could have saved $500. Could you imagine that for $2,700?
That's nice. But you know what I also saw just now, which is weird. I don't know if if you're on the latest section of Hodinkee. I just opened the website as well. Do you see the Frank Müller ST Dupont and Frank Müller lighters?
Yes, I saw.
What the hell? Since when did you think, you know what? I wish my lighter could tell me the time.
Yes.
When was the last time?
This was a thing back in the day, right? This was kind of cool. I mean, it's interesting for sure.
I did collect vintage lighters at some stage. So I had an old Cartier, an old Dupont, an old, what was this? Dunhill. And I found this very, very cool, right? It's this one with a side twist thing there. But yeah, I sold them all. And now I see a Frank Müller with a proper watch built into the lighter. Unbelievable. Yeah. That must be terribly expensive. And also,
I'm guessing because ST DuPont lighters by themselves are terribly expensive. Add to that a watch from a fairly well-known watchmaker, and
I think now they should do something in reverse. They should now put a flamethrower in my watch. It's like you press the button and a flame comes out.
Yes.
Yeah. Then it could, of course, if you have your watch in your hand, in your pocket, and you press the button by mistake, then bad things can happen. You could burn your
So meanwhile, while I was browsing, I think everything went 50% off. So when we first saw it, it was 60% off. Now it's down to 50. So we're getting close to that magic number.
There's still something left. I mean, they really need
the G-Shock, the online ceramics G-Shock is there, $85. The ST DuPont lighter, which I've been eyeing, even though I don't smoke, is now $960 from $1,800.
But this is not the one with the watch, right?
No, this is the one without the watch. It's just an ST DuPont lighter. There's a few cool stuff for sure.
I want to see the MS
No, they did not mark it down.
Right now.
Was not discounted.
You can't. This is
so
Hermes
I don't know what's going on.
Like discounts.
I don't know where these, like, you're telling me something is sold out and then all of a sudden it's not sold out and then it's sold out again.
But we heard this before, right? That they're doing this. that they were told to do this just to stir up the excitement.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
No, and that's one of the reasons why people started not trusting Hodinkee at some stage, because of these shenanigans.
Well, I don't
right?
trust that they're going to ship out my order. So,
yeah, what I, I recently asked them again. I said, because they continue with the insurance, right? And I checked again. I said, look, hey, I'm looking for watch insurance in the UAE. You said you will roll it out in internationally at some stage, and it's now a couple of years. So, how close are you? And they said, well, once we do, we'll let you know. So basically, no.
Nothing.
It's a bit of a shame, because that would be nice to have a really proper specialized watch insurance where you can very easily just get everything listed and stuff. That would be nice. I would like to do that.
I'm okay with my,
I
regular homeowners
recently
insurance.
I wanted to get mine and my wife's watch collection completely covered, and if we do that, then it's more than 10,000 a year dirhams,
which is too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. And I thought,
but they were, when I tried, because I remember I have the U.S. credit card and everything, so I can have a U.S. address. And when I did it through AXA or whatever it is now, Gulf, GIG, and I did it through Hodinkee, it was almost the exact same price.
Okay. Well,
but with GIG, you get the rest of the house as well.
Yeah, sure. That is the benefit of it. But then for me, it's just probably, if I think I had 500,000 or some 600,000 dirhams insured value, and I found that a bit much, right? To then pay 10,000 for it.
The way they say it is they want you to be 50% or something higher than the actual amount that you have. So that's their thing.
Okay. So for me, it was just like, okay, I wanna then, then I might just do the same, but then only insure the very expensive pieces. But that's also,
which is what I do.
Yeah, then that makes sense. Then.
So, because everything under 10,000 is insured automatically, and everything you have is insured up to 10,000.
Right.
So theoretically, if you have a watch that's 15K, you could still get 10K for it. Right. And that's kind of good enough in most cases, right? And that's kind of where it ends.
Yeah, exactly. But I have a few watches that their list price is quite high. Doesn't mean that I paid that much for that, right? But if I have, let's say, a watch that costs...
You have to have a receipt, or you have to have some kind of invoice, order, whatever that shows, or evaluation as well.
Yeah. Evaluation,
which I don't use. I just have the original invoices, and I have my sub insured for 27K, what I bought it for.
Yeah, so I guess then I have to do a trip to Timepiece 360 to get everything evaluated. So I gotta...
They charge you 500 dirhams a watch?
Yeah, then maybe I can do a bundle deal if I...
I tried that last time.
3 or 4.
Maybe. But anyway.
But otherwise I can't insure them, because if I don't have an invoice, right?
Correct.
Because I bought it from a private person, then what can I do?
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
Complicated.
It becomes complicated.
Yeah,
so
that's why I like the Hodinkee version. You can just say, this is my watch, this is the serial number, blah, 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 and then that's it.
Yeah, and then they'll be fine with it. Yeah. So anyway, on that bombshell.
Bye-bye.
Yes, it's time to end. We'll see you all next week.
See you next week. Bye.